Arise, my country,
God bless
baby.
Nigeria.
This is the era of change. Let us stop discrimination and move our nations forward. Wazobia, let us stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop one another. Wazobia, let us gather together, helping one another, promoting our nation. Wazobia, let us stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop one another. Wazobia, let us gather together, helping one another, promoting our nation. Let us all stop discrimination so that our nation we gain promotion. Let us not think of division to save our nation from disintegration. Tribal discrimination, ethnic discrimination, religious discrimination, even political discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop one another. Wazobia, let us gather together, helping one another, promoting our nation. No man should say I am an Igbo. No man should say I'm a Yoruba. No man should say Hausa. All men should say I'm a Nigerian. Say we are Nigerians. Say we are good people. We are from the separate nation. So let's stop discrimination. Say we are Nigerians. Say we are good people. We are from the separate nation. So let's stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop one another. Wazobia, let us gather together, helping one another, promoting our nation. The fight of unification is not just for president. Let it be fight of every citizen. Let all the chairmen of every council, let all the governors of every state, let all the senators of every district join hands together to make Nigeria a better place. Let all the leaders of this nation join hands together for unification. Let all the kings of every kingdom, let all the imam of every mosque, let all the pastors of every church preach to the people to stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop one another. Wazobia, let us gather together, helping one another, promoting our nation. Wazobia, let us stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop one another. Wazobia, let us gather together, helping one another, promoting our nation. Say we are Nigerians. Say we are good people. We are from the separate nation. So let's stop discrimination. Say we are Nigerians. Say we are good people. We are from the separate nation. So let's stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop discrimination. Wazobia, let us stop one another.
Constitution of Congregation for Award of Diplomas, Admission to First Degrees, Award of Postgraduate Diplomas, Admission to Higher Degrees, Investiture of Professors Emeriti, Conferment of Honorary Degrees, and Award of Prizes. The law establishing the Delta State University, Abraka, as stipulated in Chapter 11, Subsection 2C, empowers the university to award degrees and such other qualifications as may be prescribed in connection with examinations held. Section 2D also empowers the university to award to any person whom it may deem worthy of such distinction an honorary doctorate degree of any faculty and the title of Professor Emeritus. Vice Chancellor, sir, the law of the Delta State University, Abraka, also stipulates that the Chancellor shall, when he is present, preside at all meetings of the congregation held for conferring degrees, and in his absence, the Vice Chancellor takes precedence. Therefore, Vice Chancellor, sir, on this occasion of the 14th convocation of the Delta State University, Abraka, I have the honor and privilege to respectfully invite you to constitute congregation and declare same open. Vice Chancellor, sir.
His Excellency, visitor to Delta State University and His Excellency, Visitor to Delta State University and Governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. Ifani Atokowa, represented here by Honorable Chief Festus Agas, our Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, members of Council, members of Senate, please permit me to dwell on the already established protocol. On this historic occasion, I have the privilege and honor in my authority as Vice Chancellor to constitute this assembly for the purpose of convocation, 14th convocation of Delta State University. I also declare the convocation formally open. Thank you.
I have the honor and privilege to respectfully call upon the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Sam Ejite Oyobairi, to address convocation.
Governor of Delta State, the visitor to Delta State University, Senator Dr. Arthur Ifeanyi, duly represented here, and the Chief of Staff, my good friend, Right Honorable Festus Agas, Your Excellencies, Your Royal Majesties, the protocol comprehensively established by the registrar, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with joy and delight that on behalf of the Governing Council, management, Senate, staff and students of the Delta State University Abraka, I welcome the Governor of Delta State and visitor of this university, His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi, as well as his distinguished entourage, to the 14th convocation ceremony of our university. I also heartily welcome all our numerous guests who have, in spite of other competing schedules, been to celebrate with us. This is the 14th convocation ceremony of the university. We had challenges in the past of COVID and related causes. By the council decision and even tradition of the university, this ceremony should have been held in 2020 for reason of the challenges of the deadly and globally transmittable COVID-19 pandemic. The convocation ceremony was put on hold until now. These challenges notwithstanding, Delta State University has been able to uphold its usual unbroken academic calendar, for which it is generally acknowledged in the Committee of Universities in Nigeria and beyond. I must commend the Vice Chancellor, Professor Andy O. for his skills and integrity in the administration and management of the university, with appreciable result of academic and administrative stability. I do this sincerely on behalf of the Governing Council of this university. Your Excellency, permit me to express the appreciation of the Governing Council to you for your upright role, as well as for your unending support and assistance to the university in terms of consistent payment of staff salary, provision of notable infrastructure, and approval of the engagement of certain key staff in some critical areas of the university. Details of these matters may be captured in the Vice Chancellor's address, and I need not preempt it here. We cherish the prime lesson of the indices of remarkable insight of your commitment to tertiary education in the state. It's also important to express the Governing Council's appreciation for their demonstrable cooperation with the university management, as eloquently evidenced from the pervading atmosphere of peace and tranquility in Delta State University, Abraka. As I, in retrospect into the past, I recall with joy the achievements of the Governing Council and of management of the university. There is no doubt that we have been steadfast, firm and just in attending to staff and students' affairs in disciplinary matters, in policy, in responses to the issues and provision of infrastructure to the university. Let me once again remind Your Excellency of the attempt by this Governing Council to harmonize the Delta State University's 3 separate laws, namely the 1988 Edict, the College of Health Sciences Law, and the law which established the Delta State University Teaching Hospital, Ogara. While the recent laws which established these 3 universities of affected DELSU Abraka peripherally, the core issues of the existing DELSU Abraka laws are yet to be properly harmonized, as was articulated in the proposal by the Governing Council and duly forwarded to your attention. I hereby duly urge His Excellency the Visitor to kindly study the proposed new law in order to have a new harmonized law of Delta State University Abraka as amended. This undoubtedly will enhance the smooth running and wholesome development of the university. At this juncture, I must state that Delta State University Abraka has a myriad of challenges, while not turning a blind eye to COVID-19 epidemic that shook the global economy to its roots and extension, Nigeria and Delta State. It is important to inform this august assembly of the need to commit more resources into the university in areas of research, scholarship, technology, library and information science, seminars and regular intellectual workshops. It is through these preoccupations that a university renews itself from time to time. The university is not just another institution or constituency project for teaching. I therefore enjoin all stakeholders to commit funds to the above areas in the university to allow for academic rebirth and sustenance of novel ideas that will engender socio-economic and political growth. Your Excellency, allow me to draw your attention to the need for the construction of the building complexes or the faculties of agriculture and of management sciences that have just relocated to the main campus, Abraka, due to the takeoff of Denis Osadebe University, Asaba, at the former campus of DELSU, Asaba. While thanking His Excellency for the bold initiative of establishing 3 additional universities in the state to adequately cater for the growing tertiary education admission demands of our children, I urge His Excellency to, as much as possible, within available time and challenge of resources in your governance tenure, to provide some of the cardinal needs of the new universities for them to duly fulfill the missions as citadels of learning and research and publications. In this way, your tenure will be remarkably rooted in the history of our state. As I conclude this address, and with the air of bliss, I congratulate the graduates of the streams for whose reason we are all proudly gathered today. I join them to continue to hoist the DELSU flag and sustain its flight. I also congratulate their families, their guardians, and their friends for the support and sacrifices they give to their wards and our graduates. DELSU has come of age Therefore, I join all stakeholders, governments, alumni, development agencies, NGOs, staff and students should all unite in sustaining the DELSU dream, as it is only through this that we will continue to breed the great brains for Delta State, for Nigeria, and for the global community. I thank you, and God bless all of you. You are welcome.
Thank you, Pro-Chancellor. To address convocation. The Vice Chancellor, sir.
The visitor to Delta State University, I have the honor and privilege to respectfully also acknowledge the former visitor to Delta State University and former governor of our dear state, Chief James Onanefe Ibori, who just walked in. Please let us give him a round of applause. Recall that our distinguished former governor in his time helped develop infrastructure, facilities and academic programs of the university. We are grateful to have you, sir. Members of council, also permit me to formally, although he's a member of council as well, but mention the Honorable Commissioner for Higher Education, Professor Patrick Mobogare. It's a long list of protocol here. I will skip it because it has been well established and go straight to my speech. It is with gratitude to God that I stand before you today to deliver my maiden convocation address as the 7th substantive Vice Chancellor of Delta State University, Abraka, now the Premier University of Delta State. As you all know, I mounted the saddle as Vice Chancellor on the 1st of December 2019, and it will be my privilege to conduct the first rites of academic passage for the graduates of the 2018 to 2019, 2019 and 2020 and 2020 to 2021 academic sessions. Combining these three graduating sets is a consequence of the disruptive essence of COVID-19 pandemic, which subverted our tradition of annual convocation ceremonies. This convocation is unique as it coincides also with the 30th anniversary of the founding of our university. I must now formally and warmly welcome the visitor to our university, His Excellency Senator Dr. Actor Kowa, represented here by Honorable Festus Agas, the dynamic and visionary governor of our beloved Delta State. I also welcome all others who are here. In the same vein, I welcome members of the State House Assembly, but more importantly, I delightfully welcome the graduates, students, members of staff of our university. I welcome parents, guardians. I respectfully acknowledge the traditional rulers who are here. I acknowledge our well-wishers who are here to witness the grand finale and crowning of years of academic study for those whose honor we are gathered here today. For postgraduate diplomas, 59, 123, and 13. If you sum up all this, it will give us that for postgraduate courses, 2018-19, we have a total of 205. For 2019-20, 270, and 2020-21, 79. In the same way, I take the degrees, the first degrees. First class honors, we have 76 for 2018-19. 52 for 2019-20 and 46 for 2020-21. If you look at the speech, you'll find the breakdown for the various levels of accomplishments and various degrees. The same way for the affiliation programs which we have in Warri, in Agbo, and Mosoga. For these affiliation programs, or affiliate programs, we have first class honors 5, 299 second class upper division, 422 second class lower division, 24 third class division. The data for diploma is also given. Total diploma from distinction to pass is 217, and for other diplomas, the total is 362. So the summary here is that today we are graduating 12,920 graduates. I think we deserve a round of applause for that. He has consistently kept faith with this mandate of producing quality graduates who will contribute to nation building and advance cause of humanity globally. The quantity and quality of graduates produced by our university over the years attests to our capacity to live up to the visions of our founding fathers. I do congratulate all of us, staff and students, on the successes we have recorded in approximating the ideas upon which our university was founded. I remind us all that it is not yet El Dorado in our university. Every university, even the most advanced, is a work in progress, and Delta State University is no exception. We have achieved giant strides, but there's still a lot of challenges to be done. In view of this reality, I invite all lovers of education to join hands with us in building a true citadel of learning, known for groundbreaking research, unparalleled dissemination and deployment of knowledge for nation building and for advancement of humanity. I want to briefly run down the challenges that we face at this moment. I did make a point earlier that every university is work in progress, and our university is no exception. Delta State University has its challenges, which every university has had to contend with, but I'm convinced that they are surmountable. Our facilities, classroom, laboratories, workshops, and halls of residence and offices need expansion and upgrading. Despite government's commendable efforts, there is need to engage more academic staff. There is a compelling need for power and energy infrastructures to enable us maximize the infinite opportunities inherent in ICT. The foregoing challenges are tied to funding. I must admit that Delta State government has acquitted itself in funding very creditably in view of the multiple responsibility sectors of development in the state. However, a university is a cost-intensive project that is perpetually playing Oliver Twist in order to realize its great aspirations and those of the society. The university is the incubator for national development, and as such, it demands a lot of funding to cope and deliver on its many mandates. It is based on the foregoing that I appeal to the state government for increase in funding. The government of His Excellency, Senator Dr. Kowa, has been magnanimous in funding our university, and this has been reflected in the overwhelming number of academic programs fully accredited by the National University Commission. However, since our university is evolving, we crave the indulgence of our visitor to increase our funding. This will certainly leapfrog us and bring us to more development for the university. There are ongoing projects that still require the attention of the state government. Our administrative building is a case in point. The abandoned sports complex, the Faculty of Science complex are waiting for attention and completion. It has also become expedient for the government to have an international conference center in view of our coming of age. The university is in dire need of more accommodation for staff and students. The movement of the faculties of agriculture and management to Africa necessitates the construction of new halls of residence for students and blocks of flats for staff. This will go a long way in repositioning our university in delivering its vision and mission. But in spite of this, permit me to run through some of the achievements that have been recorded. In my earliest days in office, that I sat back and evaluated the enormity of the task before us. The vision that I sat back and evaluated the enormity of the task before us. The vision that inspired my aspiration to become Vice Chancellor. And I do report that I hit the ground running in the truest sense of that phrase. Despite the setbacks occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic globally, the Delta State University has the following to point to as our modest achievements over the period. Structures and procurement. The facelift of Site 3 main campus of our university, the forest environment that it used to be has given way to aesthetically pleasing state. Construction of new roads in Site 3. These roads were commissioned this morning by the governor's representative. Completion of the Faculty of Arts. Completion of the faculty, construction and completion of the Faculty of Pharmacy Complex. We have established new directorates, the Eslo Basin Research Directories, the Advanced Research Center, the Center for Biotechnology Research, DELSU Integrated Data Center, which will hopefully put an end to the transcript crisis that we experienced some time ago. Center for Integrity and Anti-Corruption Studies, Agricultural Research and Plant Conservation Center, and the Delta Business School. Over this period, we have implemented so many projects. We have implemented the Third Fund Contract 2016-2019 State University. We have also procured assorted journals for Delta State University. We have awarded and executed contracts for the ICT Center, as well as the Faculty of Agriculture Office Complex, the furnishing of staff offices, building extra works. We have executed as well the building of the Faculty of Environmental Sciences, including external works, and the Faculty of Agriculture, which have now been inherited by the Denis Osadebe University, Asaba. We have remodeled and restructured the university website to make it stronger. We have tried to establish Wi-Fi services for students. We have also had annual intervention for the purpose of construction of faculty building, particularly for animal and environmental biology. We have also constructed Faculty of Arts in the permanent center, which was also commissioned today through the active support of the state government. We have intervened in rehabilitating the 1,750 capacity buildings. They have contract for insurance cover for the 5-room and then medical hostels have been done. Postgraduate school complex, the nursing complex, Faculty of Pharmacy building, and many others have been rehabilitated. Page 14, many of those projects are enumerated. We have constructed and beautified the library as well as the roundabout of the university, the contract for procurement of office and teaching furniture and equipment at Abrak and Ole campuses, and of course the construction of the Faculty of Science and 500 capacity lecture theatre. Your Excellency, significant as the foregoing, our recent ranking can be said to be icing of the cake. Here are the records in terms of how we have competed globally. Delta State University has emerged from 78th position to the 14th position of all universities in Nigeria. We are 4th position among the state universities in Nigeria. We are the 2nd best university in the South-South zone. We are the 3rd university nationwide with the highest number of professors. We are the #1 university with the highest number of professors in the South-South zone. We are ranked as the 5th most efficient university nationwide. We are the 3rd university in terms of per capita with the HI index nationwide. That is in terms of academic publications. 4th ranking state university in knowledge economy nationwide. And we are ranked #1 state university in knowledge economy in the South-South zone. This is according to 2021 NUC statistics. Credence is further given to the foregoing by the university's performance in the National Universities Commission accreditation. 74 out of our 78 academic programs in university have full accreditation. 3 have interim accreditation, while the report of 1 is being awaited. In addition to the 78 academic programs, 5 new programs were established in the 2021-22 academic session and have successfully undergone NUC resource verification. This is a pointer to the commitment of our university and management of the university. I cannot leave out the phenomenal leap we undertook to bridge the digital gulf with the deployment of ICT. I must report that our university has overcome the disruption occasioned by COVID-19 through the use of the DELSU learning management system, which ensured that students were taught even while at home. I am delighted to announce that our university received the prestigious award of the Association of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities for recognition of our development of being part of development of the EgoScan anti-plagiarism software in April 2021. Our university deployment of ICT also enabled a collaboration with the Lagos State University to facilitate the digitalization of our records from inception till date. Fair of staff at all levels, we have retransferred junior staff to campuses where they were employed so that they can function well and stay close to their families. Just as we have reviewed transfer of senior staff in the best interest of university. We have reviewed cases of injustice where they occurred by setting up a committee and taking them up to council, and credible cases were addressed. I've also had several interfaces with government officials at both state and national levels. I have opened talks with officials of the National University Commission and the Tertiary Fund and other allied ministries and departments and agencies to facilitate the deployment and development of our university. The events of these are already manifesting. Let me conclude by calling all Deltans, wherever they are, to see themselves as stakeholders in the Delta State University project. I make a clarion call to them to support the efforts of the state government in funding this university. There is nowhere in the world where university alone funds education. This has become necessitated by the call on alumni and people of goodwill everywhere to see the university as a jewel in the crown of our state and to come to our support financially. In fact, we have decided to go very strategic by trying how we can implement the report of the strategic plan. Building from the report of the strategic plan, we have developed a document called Mobilizing Corporate Nigeria for Delta State University at 30 and beyond. This document will be circulated to people here to go through, and then symbolically we are launching a 30 billion endowment fund, 30 billion endowment fund in commemoration of our 30 years of existence. I salute the commitment of our governor and visitor to the university for the development of our university. I am grateful to Delta State House of Assembly, the State Executive Council, for their abiding commitment to Delta State University. I commend the Honorable Commissioner for Higher Education, Comrade Professor Evangelist Professor Patrick Mopogaren, for his steadfastness. I thank the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Sam Yowaire, who is an inspiration behind the development of the university. I thank other distinguished members of Council, principal officers, members of Senate and other staff, and our dear students who are the most important stakeholders in the university project. I thank their parents, relations and well-wishers, and the graduating students for being there for us every time. Finally, I once again congratulate the graduates and charge them to be worthy ambassadors of this great institution. The education you received here has prepared you to be worthy in learning and character. Skills and capacity to take to the world. You must be mindful of the reality of our fast-changing world, and you must remain innovative and dynamic so that you will be in the vanguard of the new world order. Go and expand the frontiers of the world in all these ramifications for the good of humanity. I congratulate the honorary graduates for today, Dr. Jim Ovia, Doctor of Business Administration, Honorable Justice Francis Tabai, Doctor of Laws. I congratulate Professor Emeritus Sam Okala, posthumous of blessed memory, and Professor Emeritus Eric Arubaye, our University Pioneer Vice Chancellor, who will be receiving the honors today. I wish you well, and please do remember to give back to the university. God bless you all. Thank you.
Promoting our nation. When soldier, let us stop discrimination. When soldier, let us love one another. When soldier, let us gather together. Everyone around them. Promoting our nation. Say we are Nigerians. Say we are good people. We are from the same great nation. So let's stop discrimination. Say we are Nigerians. Say we are good people. We are from the same nation. So let's stop discrimination. When soldier, let us stop discrimination. When soldier, let us love one another. When soldier, let us gather together, helping one another, promoting our nation. I may not make money from this song I'm singing now, but money will come to me if my country go better. All men should say today, I love Nigeria. We are good people from same great nation. This message is from Krista to my country, Nigeria.